Alexi Laiho Sycthe 600. This one's a little bit different too. It's one of a kind. It's been professionally routed to have a single coil in the neck, a tone volume, and a regular volume with a 3-way selector. These are Seymour Duncan Blackouts. It just has 3 selections. It's going to have the bridge, both, the neck. having it that the reason why there's a tone knob on this is kind of like a secret weapon. If you want to play some leads, but that single coil is cutting too much, you can actually roll off on the tone if you're quick enough to give it more of that close to humbucker sound, but not quite, but close. It rolls off that edge because it cuts high when you have the tone all the way up on the neck pickup. Alright, so let's talk about this guitar. Earlier this year, I actually traded one of my Solars, and then I gave a little bit of money to own this guitar from a buddy of mine. I told him I'd take care of it. I'm actually an Alexi fan, so this is something that I have always appreciated as a guitar player, is not only his guitar playing, but the guitar itself. I've always wanted one, especially the ESP, but these 600s feel really good. They're made in Korea. This one looks like it's a 2012. The frets feel pretty good. Even for an older guitar, there's no sprouting. I'm not getting cut. They feel rolled off pretty well. It's got like a satin neck, and then it goes into the gloss body, which is pretty cool. So, you know, like I said, this is a one-of-a-kind instrument when it comes to the electronics. This was professionally routed out, like I said before. We have the Seymour Duncan Blackouts. This is just the single, and then this is the regular humbucker. And from the clean channel, you could see why someone would want a neck pickup with this guitar if they're going to have a blackout in there. Because the blackout really is not good for cleans. And the reason why you buy a blackout anyway is just so you play metal. It's fair. You want that sustain. You want that bite. Not very good for cleans though. So it started getting better when we started blending them and then putting it just only on the single coil pickup. It gives it a good range of tones that you can get out of just this one guitar. It's not stock, but at least it was routed professionally and installed. Yeah, this has been going on for like a minute as I'm moving the microphone. Shows how much sustain these Blackouts have. For this thing being almost 10 years old, it's held up very well. It's been taken care of, and I plan to do the same with it. The ebony fretboard is a favorite of mine for sure. It's bound, so that's great too. It feels pretty good. The neck profile is pretty thin, like a good LTD ESP feel, and getting close to Jackson feel on how thin it is. I'd say it's a C shape, but very thin and very comfortable for me because I like thin necks. At first I hated the tone knob. I was like, why would they drill in just to have a tone knob? And then it hit me that it's sounding pretty good when you roll off and use it for some leads if you want a different sound for your leads instead of it just being cutting and bitey on some of the higher notes. So I wanted to demonstrate that the best I could earlier. So I don't really hate the tone knob anymore because of it. It's taken me way too long to get a hold of one of these. I should have done it way earlier. It never happened, and I was always buying other stuff. You only have so much money. Very glad to have one of these now, though, for sure. And just standing with this thing, it's super comfortable. I actually like how long this part of the wing is. It feels balanced, and this is a good cutaway to reach the higher frets. I noticed that I don't have too much of a problem going around. I don't own too many LTDs, but I'm a big fan of them. I'm a big fan of the E2 series. I'm a big fan of ESP alone. It's just I've spent my money on other guitars. For sure, I'd recommend getting a hold of one of these. It's 600 at least. I noticed that I think they're still making the Edwards guitars. There seems to be some online pre-orders for 2022. And if that's the case, that's excellent because these guitars still deserve to be produced, I would say.